Hey y'all, this is Chaoschunk, and I'm going to come to you with a little contraption that I made today. Today is my Monday and day off after I've come back from Minecon slash Disney and all that stuff. And I've been wanting to make a vanilla tree farm for a really long time. And I've had a design milling around in my head for a while, and I never really just put it to practice. So I got up this morning and I said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and build the thing. So I built this tree farm. I want you to understand completely from scratch. I followed absolutely no tutorials for this, and if it copies somebody's, I pulled it completely out of the air, out of my brain. Okay, there are some things that are hollowed from tree farm that I made on my Dark 2 world. Um, like the storage areas and the uh, you know block update detectors and stuff like that, that type of system and outfeed system. But as far it's a much different and smaller design than my Dark 2 design, which I didn't do. I forget who it was, and I'll try to update that when I post this video. So what we've got here, there's a couple things. Is one, it's efficient, but it's not that efficient. To give you an example, I'm standing on this piston here, and as you can see, it does take quite a bit of bone meal to go ahead and get a tree to grow. So there's one of the things that you can see right now is that I've got a clock set here to pulse these two droppers here. Okay. And then the droppers are dropping bone meal is what they're doing. Now, as you can see, once the bone meal is dropped and once the tree is grown, the system automatically detects that it's grown. It will then push the tree up, crunch all the leaves, and send it down the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continuously do this and show you how it works until the machine automatically shuts itself off. And the reason that the machine automatically shuts itself off is I don't want it destroying itself when it pushes something in a direction that it doesn't need to push when it's out of, because a piston can only push a tree a block so far, okay? And that's right there is what it just did. So as you can see, the clock is still moving, but I've got a feedback loop that's coming from this block update detector right here. So that right there feeds back in and it shuts off the clock, which stops the whole machine until I harvest all these trees. Now, there's basically three systems here that are combined together to make the whole thing work. There's the tree grower, basically in this area here. This is a block update detector here that pushes this over here, and it's a double piston pusher, as you can see. I'll try to get down here so you guys can see. I won't be doing really a tutorial on this. There's a block, that's where the block update detector is, and that triggers this line here, which pushes in and activates this double pistons here, which then pushes this all past and then starts pushing into here, which this is also another storage area with another block update detector, that basically once it gets here, it moves this entire wall, and then until this gets filled up, and then you just come in here with an axe and cut it all down. I'll try to give you an idea of how I did this. Now, I want you guys to understand, I am no pro at redstone at all. And I know that there's probably a million ways that you could do this more efficiently and stuff like that. This is just what I did with my limited knowledge in the one morning. So this is just a mover. All it does is just moves the wood. And again, that's all this is just a mover. It just moves the wood. This is the brains of the whole thing here. I want to leave this here. This is what actually updates. This is the block updater that allows the system to check and see if there's a tree there. Because you'll notice if you plant that, it does not trigger the block update. But if you put just a normal piece of wood, which would be a tree there, it does trigger the system. And as you can see, truthfully, it just started to work. I don't understand why this works like this. Maybe there might be an update that's caused here that shuts the system off and does just a pulse. Okay, so that's basically how I'm updating, and the thing is sensing that there's a tree there to move it out of the way. So the reason, what I had to do was I had to move the stock up out of the way to get it past my two dispensers here so that we could push it out of the system and so on and so forth. So that's this, all this machinery down here is basically just a copy of this up here. This is just a little shorter, okay? And what we're doing with the leaves is we're just crunching the leaves with a wall of pistons here and a wall of pistons here. We've got a the hopper system that's returning our saplings. Now, I'm not getting total sapling recovery that way, but it seems to be enough. So this is the system that actually pushes the tree out of the way and makes room for the next one here. And this area in here is basically where it gives the tree a place to grow. This is here. It's obsidian is an immovable block. And the reason it's there is to stop it from being able to be pushed up. We don't want that to continuously push up when that piston down there pushes it up. Okay, so this is basically a separate system. There's this system here, which is the system that triggers everything, is led into the pushers right here. And there's a couple of timers, like this is timed a little bit of a distance to give time for the system to activate and move things and stuff like that. And then there's the same thing here where it gives time for the trees to crush. And really it doesn't matter waiting all of this stuff, because truthfully all this stuff can happen at once. I just have it a little bit delayed just in my design. I'm sure that there's a lot of ways to take this design and crunch it down and make it smaller. I believe I can move this entire wing in a little bit by eliminating these and moving this all this way one direction. But I got it to work. I'm happy with the way it works, and I went ahead and decided to show you guys what I've made here. So I'm just going to do a slow flyover so you guys can see everything. This clock here can definitely be condensed. I can definitely make all of this smaller and link into this easier and so on and so forth. Maybe I only need one repeater here to get the signal here, but like I said, I'm not that good at redstone. I kind of just blew it out and made it as quick as I could. So let's start there, and these are what feeds the hoppers and tells the hoppers to go when I'm standing on that pressure plate. So that clock is set to update those hoppers, and then of course it's shut off currently because of that bud switch way over there. So I hope I'm giving you guys enough to look at all this and see what it all looks like and stuff. Bud switch here, that's triggering this whenever a block gets there. There's a bud switch which is triggered there to stop the machine once that wood gets there. This is a bud switch that moves this two piston stack that direction, and then the walls here, see how they're all isolated from each other there and there. So I hope you like it. If you have any questions, definitely come to my stream, www.twitch.tv/Chaoschunk, and I'll try to answer any questions that I can about this. Like I said, I probably won't be doing a tutorial because I really honestly don't want to take the time to make it. If there's enough requests for a tutorial, you guys should be able to actually see exactly how it's made. There's nothing that's really hidden or really hard to do. It's just routing and turning things off and stuff like that. So this is Chaoschunk. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Make sure you check me out, like I said, at Twitch TV, Chaoschunk, and we out!